How to calm anxiety-related anger. If you're dealing with anxiety, one of the emotions you're probably experiencing is anger. Hi, my name's Andrew. I help people with anxiety overcome and dissolve the issues so they can go on to live a normal and happy life. Stay to the end and I'll show you how you can get on a 15-minute discovery call with me, and we'll find out how we can dissolve your anxiety and overcome any anger you're experiencing. But before we go on to find out how to calm anxiety-related anger, let's find out what anger is in the first place. So anger is just a natural response to stress. It's the fight part of the protection mechanism in response to some type of stimulus. So when you look at the flight or fight response, fear that you could possibly experience too if you suffer from anxiety is the flight or the freeze component of your response. Anger is the fight component. Both release cortisol and adrenaline to protect you and to try to predict what's going to happen, so you find some sort of solution about getting out of the problem. If you feel like you're under-resourced and you can't get out of the problem, then anger may arise as an emotion. So how is anxiety related to anger? Well, to start with, if you suffer from anxiety, you're already sensitive to certain inputs. Anxiety can be caused by an uncertain future or a threat that has no solution. So even in the absence of a real threat, even a perceived threat can trigger anxiety. So you would know that by suffering from anxiety that you can get in this loop that builds, and it's a cyclic loop that just keeps on going. You can experience anxiety, experience a panic or a fear and have an attack from that, and that breeds more fear about having another attack, which creates more fear and fuels your anxiety. And then you can quite easily, if you haven't already experienced that emotion of anger, switch to anger. So what can you do about anxiety related anger? Well, to start with, recognize what's happening. Identify some of the triggers. Does it happen specifically at certain times of the day? What's the environment like? What people are involved? What things are in common? These types of questions, when you ask them, and be really curious about them, as opposed to laying any blame or guilt or judgment. Be very compassionate about the way you're investigating it, and certainly not being judgmental. As curious as you could be if you were just being a scientist having a look at it. So investigate the cause first before creating solutions. Sometimes when you have a look at the causes of what's going on, you can easily find some remedies, but make sure you spend a bit of time unpacking what's happening first and then come up with some solution. Once you recognize you've got this anxiety-related anger and you've investigated it, before you can actually make a change, you've got to commit to the change. In some cases, it won't be easy. To overcome both the anger and the anxiety will require a lot of effort. Nothing will happen without your desire to change. So recognize that this behavior is affecting not only your life, but of the people and the relationships around you. So make that decision to change first and recognize it's going to take a lot of work on your behalf to overcome it. But I'm sure for your sake and for other people, it's really worth it. So make sure you make this decision when you're in the right frame of mind. So you must be feeling normal and calm as much as you possibly can. And then ask yourself, is this what I really want? And am I prepared to go the distance? Now that you've actually recognized what's happening and you've committed to making a change, let's get resourced. Remember, anger stems from being under-resourced. So it feels like you don't have the energy, the emotional or mental power to actually overcome what's happening and get what you want. So if you start with the mind, one of the things that you could possibly do is imagine a desired future. And I don't mean necessarily just imagining a desired future so you can aim for a goal, because sometimes that will bring on anxiety and anger that you're not there already. What I actually mean is when you imagine your desired future, and you are there having already achieved what you want to achieve, that future self can then provide advice to your current self as to what is the very next step you should be taking. So, as an example, if you feel like you're very angry at the moment, things aren't going your way, imagine your future self giving advice as to what's the very next step. The first step might be just stay calm, or the first step might be just let those small things that don't really matter go. It's what of your future self, who has already achieved what you want to achieve, is giving you that advice right now. Second, you want to make sure that your energy in your body is as abundant or as full as it possibly can be. What are some of the things you're currently doing that can help you have more energy? Sleep is right up there. Now, if you're suffering from anxiety-related insomnia, then that's going to be challenging. Well, you need to work on your sleep regardless. Also, too, your eating plan. Making sure that you've got the right amount of food in your diet, but at the same time, make sure it's not too much so it's not sapping your food. Have a look at the composition of your food as well. And then lastly, what about your exercise? The way that your body is becoming more resourced through feeling like you're more energetic. Simple things like going for a walk if you can, or being just in the sunshine if it's available. Breathing techniques helps your lung capacity. There are lots of different things that you can possibly do, and any one thing might not be the thing. However, you've got to start somewhere, and like I said before, get committed to do this for the long term. The other part that you want to get resourced about is your emotions. It's important to start separating incident from your emotion. That incidents are going to happen that are in your control and outside your control. And your emotions are going to happen. But the incident and the emotion need to be separated. It just so happens that some incidents will trigger a certain emotion. However, you need to be able to start to recognize that both are separate from the other. And finally, get resourced on what your beliefs are. Some of the beliefs that you currently have are creating the challenges in your life. Some of your beliefs will make you feel under-resourced no matter what the situation. So start getting some fresh new beliefs in your mind, in your body, and in your heart that are going to support you for the future so you're always feeling resourced. One of the best ways to get resourced is to get some help. So if you'd like to get on a 15-minute conversation with me to find out and discover how you can help yourself with your anxiety-related anger, or if you experience anxiety and all you want to do is just have a normal and happy life, just get on a call with me. You can see in the link below how you can get on a discovery call and I can help you out. I'm Andrew Halliday. I help people with anxiety dissolve their issues so they can have a normal and happy life.